All right, we're gonna go ahead and start the install for the RTR grill for the 24 plus Mustang. So first thing you want to do is go ahead and pry that back part off right here. Get to your battery and then go ahead and disconnect the negative from the battery, so that way you're all safe with all of your stuff right here. So for us, we're gonna do a little bit different because you're supposed to do a fuse tap into 23 right here, but as you can see, Whipple is using that for the supercharger. All right, so upon further investigation, we took that whole thing off. So there's 3 little screw clips that you could take off right here, and right here. And then this fucking guy's doing that, but it's a whole cover, that whole panel, you could just pull it all the way off. Next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take off all the clips on the top. Boom, 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 boom. This one got broke already, so I'm gonna replace that one with a fresh one. All right, so we went ahead and removed all of the clips from that, and then you remove the body panel up top, the little cover, and then go ahead and show them which ones we're gonna be removing.
Here, here, and here. So there's a total of 7.
And then you want to make sure you go ahead and you kind of undo this. So when I did it, the weather strip, I kind of like pulled it down and kind of yanked it, and it kind of comes off nice and easy.
Yep.
All right, so now we are underneath, and I'm gonna go ahead and first start off with those 2 back ones, the back clips. Take those off, and then we'll be taking off these front ones as well. Okay, so we have the car on the race ramps, but it's just because it's way easier to get underneath it. But either way, so you're gonna come into the fender, and there's 4 of them. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, so we removed all of the clips from underneath, as well as basically the 6. It says the 4 right here, but there's 2 more right here for the brake cooling duct. The way ours is set, it was pushed in, so we had to, no matter what, take them off now. Okay, now the next thing is there's 2 bolts on each side of here. See if I can get a good look at them. There they are, 2 10 mils right there, boom and boom, they have to be removed, and that's on both sides. And then after that, we can go ahead and unclip it from here. Just make sure you're super fucking careful right here. All right, so we went ahead and taped off right here for the body panels. So as you see, there's some clips in there on the inside. I could show you when I take it all the way off. There's clips in there. All right, so for us, this ended up staying on. Low-key, I'm gonna remove all the front ones, all the fucking 7 mils on the front lip, just so that way we can get this shit out of the way and it's a little bit safer. But, so when they tell you to take off the side ones on the bottom, you might as well take off whatever fucking screw you see on there, or else you could just kind of undo the front ones, and then the body panel won't even come with it. But this is how we ended up doing ours, and I'm gonna end up pulling them all off, so it is what it is, nothing we can do. Next step, you got to take off these. There's clips that you have to take off from the thing, so it's all these right here. My brother will do it here in a second. So that's this clip, and this clip, and they're on both sides. Remember, these lights we're going to take off and we're not going to reuse. All right, so now you're going to go in and you're going to remove all the clips. So boom, boom, and boom. Shit, so sorry. So undo it right here from the factory light. We're going to remove those here in a second. And then you got this clip, this clip. Remember, you have to take off the little white security locks that are all in here. My brother already went ahead and did that after we removed that crash bar thing. And yeah, so right here, and right here. And then just kind of push it away and tuck it away to the side for now, and then we'll come right back to it. Okay, so as you're going and undoing all the clips, these are a little tricky. So you want to pull back to remove this lip, and then on the actual thing, there's a little tab, and you kind of want to pull it back. So pull it back and then pull it back away from this, though. I know it sounds retarded, but you'll get what I mean as you start to do it, because as you see, there's a little lip right here. But if we go to this, you will see right here this little tab. That's what you have to pull back as well at the same time. So it'll be hooked in right here.
No, I got
you push it back, and it releases, and then you kind of have to push this tab away from what you already undid from here. All right, so for our RTR grill, it doesn't really line up very well.
The pen is like 30
so
minutes.
The top ones, I threw some butyl tape on here because they just weren't sitting, bro. Look at how off it is. I don't. It could just be a bad one, you know what I mean? But
it
is what it is. It's not all of them. It's just these top two right here that just don't really want to go in.
Okay.
And then low key, this shit broke somehow. We're not really sure, but fuck it, we finna deal with it, laddie. All right. So the next thing we do, we're gonna go ahead and throw the crash bar on there. All right. So this comes right back into here, and it kind of sets all that up. All right. Okay, now just go ahead and put all of your clips back in. Make sure you put these clips in for your harness before you go ahead and throw the crash bar on. We made the mistake to do it after, but these clip in on top of the harness. So throw those on beforehand, and then we'll go ahead and throw in the lights now, and then we'll start to run that wire. Okay, so now you're gonna go ahead and take your lights and unwrap them if you haven't already, and then you're gonna go ahead and snap them in from the front, okay? So my brother's about to demonstrate that for you. And boom, you heard all the clicks and the clicks, and they're in. Yes.
That's it.
All right, so now he's gonna go ahead and do the passenger side, and then he's gonna show you what you end up using that top clip for. It already comes on the wiring harness, if you don't see right here. And then you'll go ahead and put that up there, and then this is for our power. Okay, so he's gonna go ahead and do that. Hold up, Pop, he's gotta put this one in. And then he's gonna go ahead and put it up there. You guys heard it? And then we'll do this side as well, just so you guys can see. And then honestly, I probably will go ahead and throw some extra butyl tape just to hold the wire down, but you can honestly leave it like that. It looks pretty solid. It looks factory. So now we're gonna go ahead and take our wiring harness that's still in the box, and we're gonna go ahead and run it from the driver's side over to the passenger side. Fucking B.
Yeah, this is the passenger.
So as you pull out your harness, there's gonna be two of these 2-pin connectors. Okay, so what you're going to want to do is the 2-pin that is connected to the power wire, so that'll be the ground as well as the fuse tap. That one's going to go on the passenger side. Okay, and then the other one will route that up against that to the driver's side. Okay, passenger side with the power, passenger side with the power, driver's side gets a single. All right, so when you're reinstalling the grill, make sure you have some help. I needed my dad and my brother both to help me. And honestly, just be advised, because like our fitment on here, my brother's always had fitment issues on the lights. And honestly, it never really went back. I'm sure we can adjust these, but just food for thought. You know what I mean? And as you're putting these on, you kind of have to finesse it behind the little, the ducts right here. So you'll see the ducts, and it kind of sometimes won't let you actually get these little clips on right here that you're supposed to put on before putting these. So make sure you be mindful of that. And as you're running the wire is going to run on the side and come up. I ran it up this way, so next to this, and we kind of had to. So again, this one, Whipple ended up using the number 21, and we're supposed to go into 23. So the very next one, okay? So what we did was we went off of the PCM, and I believe it's number 24 that we ended up splicing into, and then the ground goes onto this, okay? And again, look at, you see that's the Whipple wire. This is also the Whipple wire as well. So we kind of had to figure it out. So we went to 24, and it turns on perfectly, functions and everything. And I went ahead and took my Dremel and I made a little incision, and then I went ahead and just tossed some butyl tape on there just to make sure it's all good. And then when we actually put it on the cover, I'm gonna throw some butyl tape so that way this thing completely seals up and you're all good. My goodness.